Let's bring in Dan Ives, Wedbush's global head of technology research. Dan, great to see you. Great to see your outfit, too. It's always fun to see what you're wearing.
Thank you.
It's interesting that you come out with this note and you say, is there a BlackBerry moment waiting for Apple, which really implies the worst situation for a tech stock after a massive rally here. This doesn't alleviate any of those concerns.
Look, I think there was a huge concern on tariff, playing nice in the sandbox with Trump. That clearly has alleviated that in terms of the India, the China tariffs, and you've seen the stock lift from it, and it was way oversold. But the elephant in the room, it's this AI revolution, this strategy right now, it's essentially invisible for Apple. And you think about everything that we see in big tech across the board, it's an F1 race, passing them by, and Apple's essentially and Cook on a park bench drinking lemonade. So our view is, whether it's Perplexity, doubling down on Google despite DOJ and other antitrust issues, bringing new management in under Cook, they got to do something, because time, ultimately, we're talking about 3 to 6 months that they have to make a big move. If they stay on the treadmill, and I think that it does cap some of the upside.
One of the things is you say do the Perplexity acquisition. Can they get there effectively having some sort of AI search available on its iPhones, on its devices, without making an acquisition?
No. I mean, I just continue. There's a better chance of me playing in Ryder Cup in September than Apple innovating internally on AI. I think there's a 100% chance that is not happening internally. So then it comes down to, for a company that has never acquired, beats $3 billion, biggest acquisition, you got to rip the Band-Aid off. In other words, now's the change, because I can tell you from talking to developers, everything we see in the ecosystem, it has to be acquisitions. And it can't be small deals, undisclosed. 2 years from now, we're still waiting for this. You have the biggest install base in the world. You have 1.5 billion iPhones. This is the time. And look, and I continue to think, I think Cook should be CEO. We believe he's been a Hall of Fame CEO and should continue to be. But it will tarnish his legacy and the Apple future if they miss out on the fourth industrial revolution that's right in front of us.
Tim has a question.
Dan, looking sharp as usual. Question for you is: are we too focused at the multiple here? Have investors been too focused for the last 6 to 9 months? As you said, there should be urgency to where they sit, but the rest of the sector multiples don't really seem to matter. Is this a problem?
Well, Tim, to me, it's really about they're missing AI. So when it comes to Palantir and Microsoft, Godfather AI, Jensen, NVIDIA, you could continue to look at the growth next 2-3 years, because we're talking about trillions that's going to be spent in the next 3 years. Apple's nowhere when it comes to AI. That's why the multiple is going to continue to be under focus, because you don't have that's now playing out. And I think when we were at WWDC in Cupertino, you left there thinking like, okay, was I just in Back to the Future? Because that fundamentally is the problem right now for Apple.